Please welcome now to the program from Fox News, the #1 rated show, I guess, in cable television for 27 years or whatever the hell it is. Bill O'Reilly. Good morning, Mr. O'Reilly.
Mr. Imus, thanks for having me in.
Mr. O'Reilly's new book is entitled Killing Kennedy, The End of Camelot. And I've been humping it like I'm getting a piece of it for a couple of weeks. I'm telling you, it's terrific.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And the fact that you took the time to read it's very flattering.
Oh, I love it. Here's where I am. Oswald has just arrived in Mexico City, and he's on his way to the Cuban embassy. You know what I'm having problems? Because I'll read everything off a computer now or off of a...
Sure.
Yeah. So holding a book, I'm trying to get my reading glasses to work.
So let me get this straight. You have trouble holding the book and putting the glasses on at the same time?
No, getting it the right distance.
We might be able to hire people to do that for you, though. We can, just hold it for you and turn the page. Mr. Imus, shall I turn the page? We can do that.
You dedicate it to your ancestors, the Kennedys.
Yes.
So were you related to John Kennedy?
We were the poor Kennedys, Yonkers, New York. Yeah. So maybe a distant cousin or two. They'd never admit it. Yeah. But my maternal grandmother was named Winifred Kennedy, right. And she had two sisters, Nellie and Julia, and they loved the Kennedy family, obviously because they had the namesake.
You obviously knew all about the assassination and the minutiae surrounding it before you did the book. In doing a book, what did you learn?
Well, I wanted to knock out all the clutter, and I didn't. This is a fact-based book, so we don't chase any conspiracy theories. I was lucky enough to get access to some of the FBI guys who actually worked the case. This is fascinating. When JFK was assassinated, it was not a federal crime. Dallas police had jurisdiction. It was not a federal crime to shoot a president of the United States. So the Dallas PD came in, and at that point, they were a bunch of rednecks and didn't know what they were doing. Obviously, they let Oswald get killed. J. Edgar Hoover said, I want this investigation. So he went to LBJ, then just sworn in as president, said, there's a conspiracy. Hoover was the first conspiratorialist because he wanted to control the investigation, and if there were a conspiracy to kill a president, that's a federal crime. LBJ gave him the investigation. He flooded FBI agents into Dallas. They were all assigned certain areas. I got access to some of those people, never spoken before. And that's how we knew what Oswald did every second from the time he met Marina in Minsk, Russia, to the time he shot Kennedy.
Now, I know you don't, you just said you don't pursue any conspiracy theories. And yet, in writing the book, the way you guys wrote it, you create scenarios where there are a lot of potential suspects.
Absolutely.
Beginning with the mafia, beginning with the whole Frank Sinatra thing, and Bill
you bet.
With Alan Dulles at the CIA, maybe even Lyndon Johnson, certainly with Castro. So there are a bunch of people.
Well, like Abraham Lincoln, who was the most hated man in the country when he was assassinated, Kennedy was the most hated man as well.
Yeah.
All right? And he had a lot of enemies. And we don't take the evidence any further than what I can prove. But listen to this. There's a guy named around Kennedy named George de Mohrenschildt. All right? He's got CIA ties. I'm sorry, he was around Oswald. Oswald's a loser. He's a loser, lowest rung. Okay? What is de Mohrenschildt doing getting him jobs and hanging around him? I cannot explain it, and I tell the reader that. Secondly, Sam Giancana, the Chicago mob boss. His girlfriend was having an affair with JFK, but Giancana's swirling around. Right before Giancana was supposed to testify in front of a House committee investigating the assassination, somebody walks into his house and puts 5 in the back of his head. All right? Right before. So there's a lot of that, a lot of swirling around. But what we've been able to accomplish in killing Kennedy is, Oswald did it. He did it. And then we kind of eliminate a lot of the conspiracy theories, but the ones that we can't, we tell you we don't know that. And that's the fascination of the book.
Oswald was in the Marine Corps from 1956 to 59.
Right.
And I was in the Marine Corps from 1957 to 1959.
And you roomed with him, I understand. Didn't you room with Oswald?
This is not necessary.
No, that's a rumor? Because Cavuto told me that. He told me that you were Lee Harvey
I
Oswald's
wouldn't
room.
put him past that fat bastard. So you write on page 15, the only thing I got my hair on fire about, that Oswald was a crack shot.
Right.
He wasn't.
Oswald, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but this is our research. In the Marines, he was a sharp shooter.
By 2 points.
All right, designated.
Yes.
He was busted down because he was using his weapon as a baton or something to a marksman. But when he left the Marines, that designation was still in place. He was a marksman.
No. When he qualified in December of 56, he qualified with a 212, and anything above 200 is a sharpshooter, so that's only 2 points. Then he qualified again in May of 1959, and he shot a 191. That's 1 point. Anything below 190, and you don't qualify. So he was barely competent, and he was court-martialed. He accidentally shot himself in the elbow with a 22 pistol that he wasn't supposed to have.
But he put 2 into that car in 3.5 seconds. 1 missed. 2 bullets into that car with frightening accuracy.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. The book is so micro.
See, I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
When you're not up to that part yet, but we walk right through where the bullet went, trajectory of the bullet, all of this stuff. You'll find it fascinating. Have me back after you read that part, and I'd be interested to see whether you think it's accurate or not. But this is what the FBI, we got the FBI ballistics report. And they put their own guys, the FBI, to try to duplicate what Oswald did. They were able to do it.
Yeah, I remember that. It's wonderfully well written.
Thank you.
How do you and DeGard work? Is it DeGard?
Yeah, he's in California, and we go over every line of the book.
Well, who sits down at the thing and types
We
it?
both do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we both do. And it's basically he's in charge of the research, and then he sends me an outline, and then I shape it into chapter form, and then we start to write in the sense that he'll put down something, then he'll send it to me, then I'll change it, then I'll send it back to him. It's one of those things. But every line in the book has gone over by both of us.
There's some great prose in it, some great paragraphs and
Thank you.
sentences. So I'd like nothing better than well, no, that's not true, but
No, you'd like to mock the book. I know you would, but you're an honest man, and you're giving me your honest
I'm
opinion.
the only person in this building who likes you. You know that.
Who's that?
I'm the only person in this building who likes you. So I'm not afraid.
Is that right? Was there a little survey? Or did you
No, that's just my little
sheet. Did you have to fill out?
That's my lame, unfunny observation. So anyway, it's a wonderful book. It really is. I can't imagine that it won't be. I mean, Lincoln's been on there for a year. So
yeah, 52 weeks. So.
You know what's great about it is if you want to read. I mean, like you described Khrushchev, 5'3", 200 pounds, has a mole, a gat in his teeth, murdered millions of people.
Right.
So we don't have to go through 40 pages of Doris Kearns Goodman or Doug Brinkley about where he grew up, his fat sister. I mean, so.
Yeah, we just give it to you right between the eyes.
I'm going to tell you, it's
right.
It's,
we tell you about Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra, and as you said, I mean, we're not wasting any time here.
I feel like such a whore here, but I'm telling you, it's terrific.
And I just want everybody to know, to get this man's attention, to actually get him to turn the page, because he has the glasses situation, and they're on the back of his head usually, and then he has a puppet that he talks to. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm complimented that you read it.
Got a minute or two left. The debates, the first debate tomorrow night. What do you think?
Well, Romney has to come off as a regular guy. I don't know if he can do that. He's got to really drop it down and say, look, this is why the president's screwing the country up, so that everybody can understand it, and this is why I'm better. That's it. This is why he's screwing up, and this is why I'm better. And you have to do it in words that even I can understand. No. He should be watching Reagan, because Reagan came in behind Carter in the debates, and Reagan wiped him out.
No.
And that's what Romney has to do to the president. Now, the president's much more
skillful,
better than Carter. Yeah. He's much more glib than Carter. But, that's Romney's only chance right now.
Do you think much turns on how they do in the debates?
I said from the very beginning, because people don't know Mitt Romney, and we live in a very distracted age where everybody's got iPads, iPods, Blueberries. They got stuff in their ear. They can't walk out of the house. They're texting everybody. They don't know him. This is the time for him to introduce himself on a very intimate basis.
Thank you very much for coming in. So
anytime, Mr. Imus. I appreciate you reading the book.
You don't need any good luck with it, but I'm telling you, I really feel very cheap, but it's terrific. So.
Thank you.
All right, baby.